What's up, y'all? John Melton coming to you live with the very first broadcast of 2024. And I'm going to call it Money Monday, even though it's a Tuesday. Number one, because it's my show. I can do what I want. But number two, yesterday was the first day of the year, so we couldn't do it. It was impossible. So I'm excited to help you kickstart the new year with a bang. I'm just going to make sure I'm live and good to go. We are live in all the places, and we're going to talk about those income-producing activities in 2024, what you should focus on if you want to build your empire. Let me know in the comments if you're trying to build an empire. Smash that heart button. And if you're really excited about this conversation, make sure you share this in your team chats. Tag your teammates. Tag anybody you know that wants to build a profitable business in the new year. They want to know what to do, what to focus on, how to be intentional and focus on them IPAs, baby, income producing activities. And I can tell you, I've been doing this now for a hot second, over 2 decades. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this is not an easy business. By the way, there's no such thing as get rich quick. There's only get rich eventually, which is better than get rich never. And I know for me, when I got started, I was broke, busted, and disgusted. No background in business, no business being in business. But I was excited about the possibilities. I was never excited about the idea of going to school, getting a job, or getting a degree to get a job to work for somebody else. I was never excited about exchanging my time for dollars. So when I saw residual income, I thought it was freaking genius. I thought everybody's going to want to do this. And then, of course, I went home and told my friends and family, and they said, that's one of those triangle things. That's one of those pyramid schemes. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your money. Not interested. So for me, I had to really branch outside of my warm market. Can anyone else relate to this? A lot of my friends and family were totally skeptical and closed-minded. Now, I will tell you this. Years later, because the first company I was in went out of business. Second company I got into was after I did mortgages for a little while. I did real estate, refinancing, people, mortgage industry boomed back in 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I made a lot of money and I built up my credibility and influence inside of that company. And because I had more influence the second time around, I was able to recruit a lot of my warm market. I was able to recruit a lot of quality people. And in 2008, here's what I came to realize. I started recruiting A players, business-minded people, people that were entrepreneurial minded. They had an entrepreneurial spirit, right? Maybe they made a lot of money in their job. Maybe they were very successful in real estate or mortgages like me. The bottom line is I started recruiting up. And I think in 2024, one of my first tips for those of you taking notes is to recruit better people, to talk to those chicken listers. How many of us drop some? If you got a chicken list, you've got some people that maybe you're intimidated to reach out to, right? People you don't know that well. They make your palms sweaty. That's how you know it's a good person, okay? For some reason, StreamYard kicks me off. I'm back on, I think. Okay, there we go. A little bit of a weird little glitch there in the matrix. But I think it's so important to recruit up. In fact, write this down, WHIP, W-H-I-P. You want to find people, WHIP, W-H-I-P. I know I talk fast. I said it twice. Work ethic, hunger, integrity, and then if they have this fourth one, personal power, like they have some influence themselves, because business owners know business owners. People with influence know people with influence, right? A players know A players. So that was the interesting thing, is that second time around, after I became a successful mortgage banker, I was able to recruit better people because I was better. So what does that mean? In 2024, you got to work on you. If you want to recruit better people, you need to get better. Don't be bitter, get better. Don't be frustrated, get fascinated. Say, what are the top people in my company doing? Maybe I should pull up the leaderboard of the top sellers, top earners, top recruiters, the people that are very consistent. Maybe I should follow them and learn from them what they post, what they do every day. Hold on, I got to turn off this Wi-Fi. I think it's the Wi-Fi that does this. Hold on. Let's see. Are we still there? Are we good? Are we golden? For some reason, when I'm on Wi-Fi, it does this weird glitch. So don't get bitter, get better. You can make money or make excuses, but you can't do both. So choose wisely. Hopefully it's back to normal. I can't really tell. Anyway, I think we're good. Okay, so bottom line, I need you to be intentional. I need you to work on you. And I have this this daily tracker where you focus on income producing activities. It's basically a checklist. Okay, it looks like this. We have one for our team. So for those of you on our team, make sure you download this. It's in the guide section. In fact, if Bem or Desi, if you could drop into the comments, I can't remember which guide it is with the FAME tracker. Basically, it stands for follow up, ATM, marketing, and expanding your network. So this is a daily tracker. I think some of you probably even have the old school 90-day tracker. Are we sold out of these things? I don't even know, Nadia. Anyway, and then we have a generic one as well. So it's on our resources page. So if you need the tracker, with all that being said, if that wasn't confusing, if you want this tracker, if you want to download it, drop the word tracker in the comments. But it's basically focusing on those IPAs, those income producing activities. And you need to be, like I said, intentional. You can't leave things up to chance. In fact, those of you that are part-time, let me know in the comments if you're part-time. If you're part-time, you need a schedule. If you're full-time, you also need a schedule. But I'm going to talk to my part-timers first, because here's the thing. You have no business building this network marketing business you're building. You have no business building this social retail business full-time if you can't build it part-time. You have no business firing your boss and doing this full-time if you can't figure out a way to build it part-time. Capiche? Smash the heart button if you agree, because it doesn't take that much time in the beginning. You don't have a massive customer base. You don't have a huge following. You don't have a big team that you're supporting. So in the beginning, it doesn't take that much time, but again, it's being intentional with the time you have. So I would say in the beginning, you need to create a schedule to hold yourself accountable. Imagine you were driving Uber part-time, or you were bartending part-time. Once you turn on that meter or that monitor, whatever it is for Uber, right? You turn on the little system that says I'm available. You have to start driving. You have to start doing your work, right? Bartending, if you have to be there at a certain time, let's say 6 p.m. is when your shift starts. You can't roll up at 7:30. You'll be fired. So the point is, when getting started, launching your business, knowing what those income producing activities are, but having a schedule to hold yourself accountable. Maybe you even schedule power hours with some of your teammates where you just focus on doing the work for an hour every day. Now, if you want to build an empire, if you want to build a 6 or 7 figure income, you want to create something that's going to be sustainable, you can't work at 1 hour a day. That's nonsense. It's just complete and utter nonsense. Nobody's becoming a 6 or 7 figure top elite leader or whatever your company ranks are called. You're never going to hit those top work in 1 hour a day. Now, you might hear stories of people that do that, and that's probably because they have a lot of influence or they're just like super smart. They have a lot of automation and systems in place. But at the end of the day, even if you have all those things, someone like me, I'm going to smoke you. Why? Because I'm working my business more in a day than you're working in a whole week. I'm producing more in one day than you're producing in an entire week. So let's keep it 100. In the beginning, yes, 1 hour a day makes sense. 5 hours a week makes sense. Long term, building something sustainable, you're going to have to treat it like a real business. You got to have that CEO mentality, and you can't have filet mignon results with them hot dog habits. Picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. So let's talk about this tracker. So the things that I would focus on every day, those income producing activities. And again, this is a tracker. This is a checklist. How many of you like checklists and trackers? In fact, I even love over here, it has momentum creation activities where you're checking off that you're registered for your next big company event. Events are game changing. Not just going to events, but bringing people with you. As an example, in our company, we have a big virtual event this weekend. Hugely important. Then we have an in-person team training event in Fort Lauderdale, Florida later this month. My goal is to do one event every month this year. Write that down. For those of you that are trying to build an empire, you're trying to build a very, very profitable business, you should have a goal of going to at least one event every single month. Could be a small little team retreat, a little get together, could be a happy hour, could be a bigger event, whatever. But that would be really important. How about your big annual conference? Are you registered for that? I know I am. I know I'm bringing as many people with me as possible. Then we have our European event in March. So that's 3 events that I have personally the first 3 months of this year, just as an example. Maybe you are keeping track of how many new Facebook friends, how many new followers, you're keeping track of your new customers, your new teammates, How about your team's customers? Let me ask you this. How many of you know how much volume you did last month, last year? How many new customers? How many new teammates? Personally enrolled customers, personally enrolled teammates. How about your team's customer count? How about your team's recruitment count? You should be keeping track of these things. If you have that CEO mentality and you're treating it like a real business, wouldn't it make sense to track your numbers? Wouldn't it make sense to track your expenses? Isn't that how a real business operates? Here's what I love about this business. I remember years ago when we finally hired like a financial professional, right? Like not a financial advisor, but like a fiduciary. Like we had this like whole like wealth team and a tax team that we hired years ago. And I remember us like going over our numbers and they were like mind blown by the fact that we had so much cash flow, like very teeny tiny amounts of overhead, but enormous revenue. And when you watch shows like, how many of you watch Shark Tank? Any of you watch Shark Tank? Shark Tank's such a great show. Still today, Nadia and I watch it. It's so inspiring. But these people, they have like, let's say, $50 million a year in revenue, $5 million a year in revenue, $500,000 a year in revenue, whatever. But they actually spend more than they make in many cases. You know, I think I was listening to Eric Worre the other day, and he was saying that Amazon wasn't profitable for like 25 years. But do you see the distinct difference in an entrepreneurial mindset? An entrepreneurial mindset, that philosophy is very different than the employee mindset, exchanging time for dollars, time for dollars, time for dollars. They go, I worked this week or I worked this month. What do I have to show for it? You'll literally get people that like you start your new business in a month in, 2 months in, 6 months in. They're like, how much money are you making? How much money are you making? Like, I don't know. First of all, I'm not done making it yet. I don't know. I'm not done making it yet. 22 years in the profession. John, how much money have you made? I don't know. I'm not done making it yet. I know that's a little bit like, you know, tongue in cheek. But the point is, the business owner mindset is very different than the employee mindset because you're building something for the long term. Who gives a crap how much money you made last year if 5 years from now, you're a multiple seven-figure earner? Imagine 5 years from now. I want you to close your eyes for a second. Imagine this. What would your life look like? Let me know in the comments once I'm done saying this too. I want to see some of the comments. What would your life look like 5 years from now? Close your eyes. I see you. You're not closing your eyes. Close your eyes and imagine 5 years from now, you are making monthly what you make right now annually. What would your life look like? What kind of car would you drive? What kind of house would you live in? What kind of school would your kids go to? What kind of vacations would you go on? You might say, well, John, I'm making $100,000 a year. Yeah. Okay. So imagine $100,000 a month. John, I make $50,000 a year, $30,000. Imagine $30,000 a month. What would your life look like? Now, think about this for a second. Some of the people that you allow to influence you are giving you their opinion. They're telling you what they think about what you do. And they make $50,000 a year, just like it's like a coworker, right? They know nothing. You ever seen GOT, Game of Thrones? You know nothing, Jon Snow. Listen, they don't know. If they knew how to make $50,000 a month, they'd be doing it. Someone that makes $50,000 a year, $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year knows nothing about making that every month. If they did, they'd be doing it. That's called thinking outside the box. That's called you need leverage. See, most of you don't have leverage, and this is the problem right now. This day and age, a lot of people are fixated on the short-term money. Listen, short-term money matters. You need to pay your bills. But don't sacrifice your long-term goals, your wealth creation for short-term money. Easy money is typically sleazy money. Listen, could you go out and drive Uber? Sure. But if you stop driving Uber, how much money do you make? If you stop, this could also be applied to those of you that focus so much on selling products. And you're like, I don't like recruiting. Here's the problem. You can only sell so much product personally. You can only sell so much product personally. I'm always going to make more than the people that are only selling product. Even like there's people in our company that literally sell hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in product. And they're making 36% of that. Cool. But they'll never make as much money as a top earner that has a team, that has leverage. So leverage is the key. So even if you're like, well, John, I just like focusing on selling products. Yeah, you can make some money doing that, but that's like a job. You guys ever seen Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the 4 quadrants? right? He talks about getting in the B and I quadrant because B is big business, I is investor quadrant. You need to get in those two quadrants. But when you're self-employed or your employee, you exchange time for dollars. So whether you're doing affiliate marketing or you're selling courses or you have a job, or again, you're in that gig economy doing Uber Eats or whatever, like you can only make money when you are working. If you stop working, you stop promoting, you stop selling your course, you stop right? You don't make money. Leverage is the key. Leverage is the long term. Mindy, you like the shirt? I wanted to be festive for the new year. But this is what it's all about. This is the key to long term. And the problem is so many of you have short term philosophies. You think short term. You're like, I've been in this company for a year. It's not working. I'm giving up. So what? You're going to start all over somewhere else? Now, listen, I know sometimes, I walked away from a company after 7 years. Not 7 weeks, not 7 months, 7 years. I knew I was no longer aligned with that company. I questioned their integrity. I questioned the model, the comp plan after 7 years, and I built to the very top ranks. So that's different. But if someone's like in something new every 3 to 6 months, or they're promoting something, listen, you can make some money doing that, but you'll never build wealth. The biggest earners, when you look at the top 500 income earners in all of network marketing, not one of them is just selling products. They all have global teams. That's the key to create leverage, to focus on your recruiting, and then helping the people you recruit launch their business, helping them ATM their face off, helping them go live. You might say, well, John, I have some people. How many of you struggle with this? You recruit people, but they're not doing the work. Anyone else struggle with that? And again, I love selling. My team last month enrolled over 7,000 new customers. 85% of our revenue comes from customers. I love duplicating customer acquisition. We have a 10-to-1 customer to rep ratio. For every one active social marketer on our team, we have 10 active customers. It's awesome. I love it. But at the end of the day, someone had to recruit me. Someone had to recruit you. Someone had to recruit every single person, every single network marketing company. So recruiting is the number one skill set to develop. So the people that are growing right now, they're launching new teams. They're recruiting. They're focusing on phase one money-making activities, period, end of story. So if your business isn't where you want it to be, work on you, recruit up, get intentional, set a schedule. Look, I tell my kids this when they're like, oh, I forgot to do this or I forgot to do that. I'm like, set a reminder in your phone. Set a reminder in your phone. That reminder will keep going off until you do the thing you know you need to do. I love what George Zalicki. So I was in a company where this guy, George Zalicki, he was like, to me, it was like I saw like an MLM god. Like this guy literally like walked on water. Like he was larger than life. He'd have these white suits, big gray beard, like 6'5", 6'7". I don't know how tall he was, but he was so wise, so much wisdom. And there was a quote that stuck with me. He said, commitment is doing the thing you said you would do long after the mood you had set it in has left you. Commitment is doing the thing you said you would do long after the mood you set it in has left you. Like it's so easy when you're in a good mood to say, I'm going to quit drinking. I quit drinking 16 years ago. That was a very easy thing to say, a much harder thing to execute. Best decision I ever made. It's easy to say, I love you, I want to get married, and then you have a marriage, but it's a lot harder to stay committed to that relationship and continue to like, do the things that you did in the early days. Same thing in your business, right? Do the things you did when you were ignorance on fire. Get back to talking to people every single day. What a shocking concept. Talking to new people every day? Mind blown. The people that are struggling, it's like, were you on the last training call? Are you registered for the next event? How many people did you ATM today? How many people did you follow up with today? I don't see any live videos on your page. I don't see that you're interviewing anyone. I don't see that you're being interviewed. I don't see you taking your products in your story. I don't see you engaging in Facebook groups. How many new friends did you add this week? How many new followers? How much content did you put out there? Oh, you thought getting rich was easy? Whoever told you getting rich was easy, they either lied or they're very, very confused. Maybe it was easy for them because they had influence. Maybe it was easy for them because they launched a new business. Listen, I'm not impressed by someone that tells me how much money they made their first year, or all the rank advancements, or all the people they recruited if a year from now their business is kaput. I mean, in 2025, if you're still building the same business you're building in 2024, I'm proud of you. Because commitment is doing the thing you said you would do long after the mood you said it and has left you. But again, this is a different conversation than those of you that are with companies, or you were with a company you didn't align with anymore. Like you didn't believe in the products or the values or the lead. Like I get, like, if you're questioning things, you got to make a move, right? If you're like, listen, I don't want to be here anymore, that's different. But if you're just like, oh, it's harder than I expected, so I'm going to quit, I'm going to give up, I'm just going to stick with my job because my job is easy. Sure. Maybe it is easy to show up to work and get paid and, just have a job. But listen, long term, one day, at some point, you're not going to be able to work anymore. Let's keep it 100. And you're going to wish you started something like this, or that you stuck with it. You're going to wish you invested money. You're going to wish you built a B quadrant big business. Robert Kiyosaki defines a big business as 500 employees or more. In network marketing, you could say you have 500 active distributors on your team. Now, here's the beauty. To build a team of 500 or 5,000 or 50,000, the beauty is you don't need that many key people. You don't need that many leaders to build a massive organization. That's the crazy part. Now, I mean, I do have a lot of amazing people on my team at this point, but like in the early days, just to build like a 6-figure business, a 6-figure income, I needed a couple hundred people. That's it. And the majority of those couple hundred people were part-time, spare time. They kind of showed up very part-time, spare time kind of mentality. But there was that 15%, 10% that were the ones I worked with. Those were the ones I mentored. Those are the ones I spent the most time with. Does that make some sense? So you're sorting through the duds to find the studs. You're the fisherman. The people on your team, the customers, the people in your network, those are the fishing poles. Maybe you do a referral post challenge. Last month, we did a referral post challenge. We're giving away a Peloton. We're doing another one this month. We're giving away a laptop, a MacBook. Like, we're giving away products every week. We're encouraging people to do posts on their page. Just customers posting about the products on their wall. And then when they do that post, they get an entry into a raffle. Couldn't you do something like that? How about, for those of you that are tracking your numbers, how many new people did you have join your team last month? Let's say you had 25 people join your team. Are you reaching out to those 25 people? Are you welcoming them to the team? Are you making sure they have the daily tracker, that they know about follow-ups, that they know about ATMing people, that they know about doing a piece of content every day, marketing themselves? Do they know how to expand and engage with their network of people? Law of reciprocity. People say, I got bad engagement. I mean, I got 91 people on my Facebook Live right now on my profile. We're also live on Instagram, YouTube, actually 96 now. I'm live in multiple groups. So clearly there are people still paying attention to live videos. Why aren't you doing live videos? Listen, I hope this doesn't sound arrogant, but if I'm one of the biggest earners in the entire industry and I'm still doing live videos, why aren't you? Why aren't you still showing up with value? Why aren't you connecting? I still sent out messages already this morning wishing people happy birthday. I've already done my follow-ups. By the way, for those of you that get like overwhelmed with all my value and all my content and all the stuff I'm coming at you guns blazing, you can go back and watch this on the replay and take notes. You can pause it, rewind it. It's all good. I know sometimes I come fast and furiously, but I'm trying to get you to think about the big picture. But you're not going to have a long-term business if you're not doing the short-term income producing activities. Let me ask you this. How many people did you ATM last week? How many people did you ATM last month? How many people are you putting in group chats? This stuff ain't rocket science. I dropped out of community college. Like, if I could do it, you can do it. And it doesn't matter if you're selling lotions, potions, pills, water filters, makeup, skincare, hair care, cleaning products, knives, bowls, beads, pots, pans, jewelry service, legal service, travel service. It doesn't matter what you're selling. It doesn't matter what you're promoting. All of these businesses are relatively the same. You need to market yourself. You need to prospect. You need to follow up. You need to launch new teams, help those people market and prospect, help them ATM their face off, help them build a personal brand. Duplication is how you create freedom. Duplication is how you create freedom. How many of you are lifestyle motivated? How many of you are freedom motivated? How many of you want to get to the point where money is no longer an issue? Cindy Anderson dropping them flame emojis. Coach Brian in the house. Leading by example is the key to success. That is the key to success. Doing the things you wish your team was doing. If you stop doing them, they're going to stop doing it. You stop selling, they stop selling. You stop posting, they stop posting. You stop prospecting and ATMing and group chat, they're going to stop doing it too. It's common sense. But again, this doesn't need to take much time. It says right here, set 15-minute timers. Set a 15-minute timer where you focus on ATMing people. You reach back into your prospecting chats. You follow up with customers. Maybe you're asking customers to do referral posts or seeing if they're open to making money. You're doing some ATMing, right? You're asking people if they're open to other income streams. Let me tell you a really crazy concept. Let me tell you something really crazy. You're going to be like mind blown. Guess what people want to do in the new year? That's right. They want to get in shape and they want to make money. Most of us that are watching this are probably in a health and wellness or weight loss company. And we are in a company that offers an opportunity to make money. Like, hello, there's a lot of people out there right now looking for something else. But if you don't reach out to these people because you're sitting back twiddling your thumbs, hoping they ask you about your products or opportunity when you don't even consistently post. Listen, success is synonymous with consistency. Consistently posting your stories, consistently talking about your product, consistently providing value and telling your story. Notice at the beginning of my live, I still told my story, even though I've told it thousands of times. I'm still ATMing people. I'm still tagging people in the videos. I'm still following up with people. I'm still tracking my numbers. I still have everybody in my follow-up book. I still have a follow-up book where I keep track of every single person that I ATM. Still today, I track people. I mean, look at this. This is where the money is, baby. The fortune is in the follow-up. But if you're not keeping track of the people, how are you going to know who to follow up with? How about a piece of content? How about you spend 15 minutes every day? Maybe you do a 5-minute Facebook Live every day. And then you spend 10 minutes making some short form 1-minute videos. That's it. It's 15 minutes. You know, you could maybe spend one day a week where you batch create content. And then, here's what's beautiful about short form videos. How many of you have noticed people like me and a lot of the people you probably follow, they'll share the same video in their stories. They'll share the same reel or TikTok more than once. So once you create it, you can share them over and over again. I love this also, talking about expanding and engaging with your network for 15 minutes a day. How about friending up or reconnecting with people every day? How many of you ever see me teach 5-5-3? So every day you should friend up or reconnect with 5 people. You should pop the question asking people if they're open to the products or opportunity 5 times a day, minimum, if you're serious. Smash the heart button if you're serious. And then 3 people that you ATM every day. Is that really that difficult? Now listen, if you say, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Oh my gosh, John, that's a lot. How about just 1 a day? I love when Brent Lang talks about this. How about just 1 a day? If you just pop the question 1 time a day, that's still 30 seeds you planted the next 30 days. 1 a day. That's not that difficult. My God, I find it shocking how many people, when I ask them if they're open to other income streams, they say yes. And I think to myself, well, I've been with the same company for 8 years. How come they haven't asked me? Because that's just not the way it works with a lot of people. Maybe they see you talking about your 5-day drop or your Fat Blaster product, right? Or whatever product you promote, right? Maybe they see you talking about it, but for whatever reason, they just happen to have the nerve to ask you what it is or what it does because they're scared, they're skeptical, who knows, who cares. But you proactively asking them if they're open, you proactively reaching out to them, you'll be shocked by. There's people that sometimes I just wish them a happy birthday or happy new year. Hey, how's it going? It's been a hot second. And then they ask me about the opportunity. They ask me about the product. So leave meaningful comments on people's videos, their posts, right? Engaging with people's stories. How about engaging in people's Facebook groups, like going into these groups that you're a part of and intentionally commenting, posting, asking questions, answering questions, making friends. This is not that complicated. You're overthinking it. And if you say, John, I don't know my brand. I don't know what kind of content I should create. How about you go to ChatGPT and you simply ask ChatGPT what you're trying to accomplish. Say, here's who I am. Here's my likes. Here's my dislikes. Here's the business I'm in. Here's the product I'm promoting. What kind of content should I create? And you could say, ChatGPT, give me 30 days of content. Give me a 30-day calendar for what I should post every day the next 30 days. Again, you could do little things like just taking your products and your stories. You could do interviews. Look, how many of you know Ray Higdon, right? ILT, invest, learn, teach. Invest, learn, teach. You can invest time into learning something, listening to a podcast, reading a book, whatever. Take some time to invest in yourself, learn something new, and then turn around and teach it. Invest, learn, teach. In fact, it says right on here, outside of my fame hour, that power hour, right? I should do personal development, starting my morning with gratitude, 30 minutes of inspiring instructional book or audio, crush a 30-minute workout or go on a 30-minute walk. Like, this is all a part of the tracker. So drop the word tracker in the comments if you want this tracker with all the income producing activities. Again, we have one that's specific for our team. So if you're on our team, make sure you download the team specific tracker. And if you're not on our team, we have a generic one on our My Lifestyle Academy page. You can also go to mylifestyleacademy.com/resources. We have all of our best resources on our resources page, mylifestyleacademy.com/resources. The tracker, I think, is the number 7 resource on that page. So listen, it's 2024. These are the income producing activities. And I'm just telling you, if you want to set yourself apart in the new year, you need to be intentional. Like I said, you need to set a timer, right? Like, have like a schedule. And here's the other thing. I want to leave you with this too. People are going to do business with people they know, like, and trust. They're going to do business with people that are building that rapport, that are having real connection, become a great question asker. And you're not just asking questions so you can figure out when to slide in your product or slide in your pitch, but you're just being a genuine human. Be a human first and a marketer second. Human first, marketer second. And I'm telling you, like, the people that I've been coaching, some of my leaders, I'm like, listen, I would have a goal to get on the phone. I know this is crazy, but get on the phone or get on FaceTime or get on a Zoom with one person a day. Is it really that difficult? Look, you want to pack your bank account, pack your calendar. Imagine if you just did one call every day. Now imagine you did 3 calls a day. Maybe you did 3 15-minute calls every day. Could be some coaching calls with your teammates. It could be with business prospects. It could be with like a sharp person. You just want to build that rapport. You just want to connect with like a local realtor. You might want to connect with like a local business owner. Maybe you want to connect with an influencer. Like, you've been going back and forth. Can we hop on a call? I would love to get to know you a little bit and just find out about you and your business and what you do to monetize your social media. Imagine if you just did one call a day for the next 30 days. I still get on the phone with business prospects. I don't just rely on Messenger and videos and ATM. ATM is great. Videos are great, right? Automation's great. But if you want to set yourself apart from the competition, getting on the phone with someone, I'm telling you, my close ratio still today is much higher than most people, not because I'm a top earner, because I know all the answers to all the questions. Does that help? I mean, sure, but that can also be intimidating because the person will think, well, I don't know all the answers to all the questions. No, it's because I take that extra time to hop on a call with someone, to build that rapport, to have a real authentic relationship. You know, network marketing is really just relationship marketing. Those of you that build the most relationships, those of you that build the most real friendships will have the most partnerships, long-term partnerships. You'll have more people in your inbox. You'll have better engagement. You'll have more long-term joy. You'll make a bigger impact because you're actually connecting with people on an emotional level. You're having those relationships with people, whether or not they partner with you, whether or not they make you money. Now, of course, you're going to spend the predominant amount of your time should be spent on the people that are actually in your business and they're showing up and they're doing the do. But still, there are some diamonds out there that you can find if you just do your best job to have that real connection and really get in touch with people and spend that extra time building that rapport. So I hope you got some value from this conversation. If you did, go ahead and smash that heart button. If you really loved it, smash the share button. And if you want the tracker, drop the word tracker in the comments. Or like I said, you can go to mylifestyleacademy.com/resources. And we'll see you next time. Love you guys. Let's go crush 2024. Hasta luego. Peace out.